Watch today's video until the end, because there is information at the end that not everyone knows. And subscribe to the channel now to get such videos regularly. The ascension of Barack Obama from a humble upbringing to the president is well known, but what about other individuals? Obama family? In this movie, we explore the forgotten stories of Barack Obama's 8 siblings. Discover their background, accomplishments, and how being related to a U.S. president impacted their life. These siblings faced poverty, sorrow, and the weight of worldwide attention while growing up on different continents. Each path is unique, with surprises, hardships, and victories. Meet Barack Obama's siblings individually to learn about their experiences. Number 8, Malik Obama. Born in 1958, Malik, Abongo or Roy, is the son of Barack Obama Sr. and Kzia, and is approximately 3 years older than Barack. For a while, Malik and Barack were close. During Barack's 1992 wedding, Malik served as his best man, and Barack reciprocated at Malik's wedding. Though not raised together, they built a friendship as young adults in the 1980s despite their distance. Malik's life combines business, philanthropy, and scandal. He lived in Kenya and the U.S. for years, including in Washington, D.C., where he earned U.S. citizenship. He founded Barack H. in Kenya. The Obama Foundation aims to enhance education and welfare in their neighborhood in honor of their father. He additionally operates a small electronic shop in their hometown of Coelho. Malik, using the Obama name, ran for a Kenyan gubernatorial seat in 2013. Though unsuccessful, his bid demonstrated his desire to impact his country. After Barack became president, Malik's connection with him got more difficult. In 2016, Malik surprised many by openly supporting Donald Trump for president. He attended a U.S. presidential debate as Trump's guest, making their sibling conflict a public spectacle. Malik currently resides in Kenya, focusing on his business and charity. He wrote a memoir, Big Bad Brother from Kenya, on his experience as the former president's brother. Being the sibling of a world leader may be both beneficial and challenging. Malik's path illustrates the potential for both closeness and conflict. 7th, Obama. Born in 1960 to Barack Sr. and Kzia, Amma grew up in Kenya with goals and ambitions beyond her town. She was determined, smart, and eager to see the world. In her early adulthood, Amma left Kenya to study in Germany. She learned German and received a Ph.D. Her quest for knowledge continued. She gained British citizenship after living in the UK with her mother for long years. Amma's trip led her back to Kenya, but not before a life-changing encounter with her American brother. Barack and Amma originally met in their 20s after years of acquaintance. Barack requested Amma to visit him in Chicago in the mid-1980s to reconnect with his Kenyan relatives. Nervous Amma. How can you initiate a discussion with a brother you've never met? They quickly forgot their troubles when they met each other. They connected instantaneously. Amma recalled feeling like they had known each other forever, talking late into the night to catch up. This meeting established a good friendship among the Obama family. Upon completing her studies abroad, Elma returned to Kenya with valuable experience. She utilized her knowledge and global experience to contribute to her community. Elma established the Sawudiku Foundation, meaning Powerful Voices, in Swahili. Dedicated to supporting poor adolescents, particularly girls in rural Kenya. Her charity offers educational, mentoring, and athletic activities to empower the future generation. Community service appears to be ingrained in the Obama family. Amma wrote a memoir titled And Then Life Happens, sharing her personal story. In it, she discusses her childhood in Kenya, studying abroad, and reconciling with Barack. While Barack's political career flourished in the U.S., Amma was making a difference in Kenya. In 1997, her brother Barack attended her wedding, demonstrating their tight relationship. Obama visited Kenya in 2015, and Amma accompanied him in his presidential limousine, the Beast, guiding him around their ancestral village. A heartwarming reunion of siblings from different worlds. Dr. Obama resides in Nairobi and continues her work empowering youth through her organization. She is famous globally for her charity work. Ama's story is one of heart and resilience. She pursued education and philanthropy while maintaining a contact with a sibling she met later in life. While pleased of Barack's accomplishments, she also values her own identity and goal to help others. 6th, Malik Obama Indo. The son of Barack Sr. and his third wife, American Ruth, was born in 1965. Malik is around 4 years younger than Barack, making him a half-brother. Malik, unlike his siblings, had a less idyllic childhood with their father. Ruth remained in Kenya with Malik and his brother David after the divorce of Barack Sr. and Ruth. David will be addressed shortly. Malik relocated to the U.S. for education. Highly educated, he holds degrees in physics and business from top American colleges. In summary, Malik is a remarkable individual. While they shared a father, Malik and Barack had completely different life paths. The two half-brothers first met in 1988 during Barack's tour to Kenya. They had a brief interaction due to their different upbringings. Later, Malik and Barack acknowledged their father's influence on their lives, but approached it differently. Barack turned it into public service and a search for his heritage. On the other hand, Malik wanted a more personal path and healing from the past. In his memoir, An Obama's Journey, My Odyssey of Self-Discovery, Malik reveals his father's rage and how his traumatic childhood impacted him. After completing his schooling, Malik worked in business and technology. Around 2002, he moved to China and immersed himself in another culture. In Shenzhen, he founded World Nexus, a consultancy firm that assists Chinese companies in expanding globally. Malik is more than a businessman. He is also an artist at heart. Known for his piano skills, he has performed in concerts and released a self-composed record. By combining business and creativity, Malik created a unique life away from American politics. Malik tends to avoid political attention. Although he attended Barack's 2009 inauguration, he maintains a low profile despite his prominent surname. His daily life is simple, centered on work and personal pursuits. He currently resides in China, married, and living a cosmopolitan life in Kenya, America, and Asia. David Inda, born in 1967 to Barack Sr. and Ruth, was Malik's younger full brother. America, and Asia. David Inda, born in 1967 to Barack Sr. and Ruth, was Malik's younger full brother. This makes him a half-brother of Barack Obama. David spent his early infancy in Kenya with Malik. After his parents' separation, David's life took a turn for the worse. During his teenage years, he suffered and did not pursue the same educational chances as his brother. Sadly, David's life was cut short. In the mid-1980s, David, aged 20, perished in a motorbike accident. The year is unclear, however it occurred shortly after their father's death in 1982. Barack Obama never had the chance to properly get to know David. When Barack first visited Kenya in 1988, David had already died. In his memoir, Dreams from My Father, Barack discusses the loss of his brother, David, as part of his efforts to reconcile his family. The loss of David was devastating for his family, particularly his mother Ruth and brother Malik. David is now only remembered by those who knew him. While he never witnessed his older half-brother becoming President of the United States, he likely would have been part of the family celebration. Obama number 4, Samson Obama. Another half-brother of Barack, born in 1968. Born to Kzia, he is the younger brother of Malik and Obama and grew up in Kenya with the Obama family. While growing up in the late 1960s and 70s, ABA was a child when his father moved to America and a little boy when Barack Sr. died in 1982. Compared to others, Abo's life has been very peaceful and away from the spotlight, limiting his involvement with their father. One of his more vocal siblings. He has spent much of his life in Kenya. Although he doesn't do interviews or publish. It is known that the author ran a small retail shop in Nairobi to support themselves. Known for his reserved and gentle nature, he has avoided public attention. People who pass by his shop may not know he is connected to a former U.S. president. Number 3, Maya Storo-Ning. Maya Storo-Ong is Barack Obama's younger half-sister from his mother's side. Maya, born in Jakarta, Indonesia, in 1970, is the daughter of Barack's mother, and Dunham, and her second husband, Lo Storo. There is only one sibling who shares Barack's mother, not his father. Barack was 9 years old when Maya was born, and he adored his younger sister. During their childhood, the two spent time in Hawaii after their mother returned from Indonesia. They briefly attended Punahou School in Honolulu when Barack returned to Hawaii for his education. Growing up, Maya viewed Barack as a protective older brother. She remembers his dedication to household duties as a child, especially with his mother and grandparents juggling work and family. Despite their age difference, Barack and Maya have a strong sibling bond throughout their lives. Barack would call her child jokingly. Even as adults, he still affectionately calls Maya by that nickname. Mia's life path entailed education and academia. After attending college in New York, she received a PhD in education from the University of Hawaii. Maya used her skills to teach high school history in Honolulu, sharing her passion for learning with students. Later, she fulfilled duties at the University of Hawaii, promoting conflict resolution and peace education with the Spark M. Matsunaga Institute for Peace. Many of the Obama siblings choose to help others through teaching and community activities. When Barack entered politics, Maya was there to support him. She supported him during his Senate and presidential campaigns. Maya shared personal tales about her brother at the Democratic National Conventions in 2008 and 2012, allowing people to connect with his human side. Maya gracefully and humorously introduced her brother, Barry, on live TV, demonstrating her pride in him. Family holds great significance for Ma. She married Conrad Ing, a Chinese-Canadian, and they have 2 daughters together. Barack, the proud uncle, shows care for his nieces and Mia's family. The siblings have taken family vacations to Indonesia and Hawaii, strengthening their closeness. Mia wrote a children's book based on her mother's life and beliefs to teach her own children and others. Maya now resides in Hawaii, near where she and Barack were reared by their parents and grandparents. Currently, she works in education and consults for the Obama Foundation, specializing in leadership initiatives in Asia-Pacific, a perfect fit given her international expertise. Second, Bernard Obama. Bernard Obama, born in Kenya in 1970, is the youngest son of Barack Obama Sr. and Kzia. He is almost the same age as his sister Maya and younger brother of Malik and Alma. Bernard was a young child when his father died in 1982. So he grew up without Barack Sr. Bernard, a private guy, avoided the spotlight despite his relationship to a renowned sibling. Growing up in Kenya, he was thousands of miles apart from Barack during his college and career in America. As an adult, Bernard worked in business. Reports indicate he ran a vehicle parts supply company in Nairobi. Sincerely hard work kept him busy and supported his family. Bernard, unlike Malik and Alma, has not published books, given prominent interviews, or attended major events. He met Barack during family gatherings. During his 1988 Kenya trip, Barack presumably spent some time with Bernard. However, Bernard often remains in the background. Bernard refused media attention, even as Barack became a global sensation. Some of Barack's Kenyan ancestors were more vocal or noticeable. In contrast, Bernard protected his privacy. What happened to Bernard Obama? From all accounts, he lived a peaceful life in Kenya. He is in his mid-50s and may be a parent or grandfather. Bernard's life shows that not all members of prominent families become public figures. He enjoys running a business, caring for his family, and admiring his brother's accomplishments. Number 1, George Hussein Anyongo Obama. George was born in Kenya in 1982 to Barack Obama Sr. and J.L. Otenno. Tragically, Barack Sr. passed away in a car accident in the months following George's birth. Thus, George never knew his father. Being the youngest of a Nairobi family, he grew up without his older siblings or father. George grew raised in a challenging environment. His mother JL later relocated for work abroad. After living in South Korea, she moved to the United States. George was primarily nurtured by relatives in Kenya. He experienced poverty as a teenager and tried to find direction. George lived in the Huruma slum of Nairobi in his early 20s, a location of tin roof shacks where people survive on few resources. He once slept on the streets when he had nowhere else to go. This world is far from the Ivy League schooling and political spotlight his brother Barack would later experience. For many years, George kept his family connection quiet. He lost touch with Barack, who was pursuing a career in America. George's plight was revealed during Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. The media reported on the lost Obama brother living in a small shack, claiming he survived on $1 a month. Without his consent, George was forced into an unexpected international limelight. He was embarrassed by tabloid portrayals and disturbed by claims that his successful brother mistreated him. Imagine waking up to cameras in your face because your sibling could become the next US president. Initially, George felt overwhelmed by the attention. He eventually decided to speak up for himself. The individual claimed that he did not feel abandoned by Barack and was handling his own life despite his challenges. George used Barack's narrative as inspiration. He may be able to overcome challenges if his sibling did. In 2010, George co-authored Homeland, a book of hope and survival, to transform the media frenzy into a good force. The book describes his journey from a comfortable childhood to life on the streets, and how he overcame it through tenacity and hope. Active participation in community engagement was a positive development in George's life. He started coaching a youth soccer club in his neighborhood and partnered with local charity to help kids avoid his mistakes. After the spotlight faded, George quietly worked to better his town. He and Barack have met a few times. Most recently, President Obama visited Kenya in 2015. Despite their distance, they share mutual respect. He remarked, "When you have a brother who wants to be the #1 most important person in the world, it obviously gives you a lot of inspiration." Rather than envy, he chose motivation. Today, George Obama is in his early 40s and still resides in Kenya. Not a lavish life. Although not affluent or influential due to his brother, he maintains a modest home and prioritizes providing for himself and his family. After the frenzy, he prefers a normal existence and avoids the limelight.